Hey, what's up guys? Chief Pat here, and today bringing you guys a brand new Clash Royale video. And today we're going to be talking about the most recent balance changes coming out inside of Clash Royale that were just posted on ClashRoyale.com. So if you guys want to check out the changes, I will link the whole post in the description below. And these changes are going to be going live on June 21st, which is 4 days from when this video goes live. But there's a lot of different changes inside of them, some that I like, some that I absolutely hate. So I'm going to go through each one by one, let you know what I think and how it's going to affect every single player. So first of all, we have a change to the Hog Rider. People have been asking for a Hog Rider nerf forever. I actually think Hog Rider is one of the rare cards that has been neither nerfed or buffed since the game came out. I don't remember the Hog Rider ever being buffed, but maybe you guys can correct me in the comment section below. But they announced in the very first bullet point that the Hog Rider is going to have its damage decreased by 6%. So I like this change a lot. Obviously, the Hog Rider, you have to have certain cards that get to the tower inside of the game, and the Hog Rider is the current top choice for tower destruction, as they put inside the blog post. But hopefully with this nerf, it'll open up other cards to see more action. I know the Balloon is seeing a lot more action lately with its buff inside of the last update, as well as a couple of other cards. So I think 6% is pretty good. It'll give certain defenses inside of the game a better chance to take it out, seeing as the Hog Rider does so much damage right now. So definitely a good change, and one that I definitely like seeing for the game. So up number 2 is going to be the Prince. The Prince had its damage increased by 9%, and this is something that I've been asking for a long time. So if you guys remember when they increased the card levels from the commons having a max of 12 to up level 13, that meant that a fully maxed out Prince couldn't kill a fully maxed out Barbarian when it was charging. So when it charged and it ran into the Barbarians, it would only kill like 1.5 Barbarians before the Barbarians killed it, and it made the Prince useless because the Prince is really a card that you have to balance around Barbarians. However, with this damage increase, it's now going to be able to kill Barbarians again by charging them, so it'll one-shot Barbarians with charging, of course if they're like evenly leveled as far as epics to commons go, and also they'll be able to two-shot Barbarians if they're not charging, again if their levels are somewhat even. So I definitely like that change to the Prince, and that also ties into the Pekka. The Pekka had its damage increased by 8%, so now the Pekka is going to be able to kill a Barbarian at the same tournament rule levels. So the Pekka, of course, inside of that same change, when the Pekka no longer was able to one-shot Barbarians, you guys saw Pekka double Prince go away as far as the strategy went, and instantly the Pekka and the Prince, they became two of the worst cards in the game, at least at higher levels. The Prince, of course, still strong at lower levels, as well as the Pekka works inside of certain locations, but with these two changes to both the Pekka and the Prince, you're now going to be able to play them a lot more. You can play them against those Barbarian decks, whether it's the spawners or people just dropping 4 Barbarians at once, so I definitely love this change to both of these cards, and they should definitely find their way back into the meta due to these changes. Alright, so for the Goblin Barrel, they announced that the Goblin Barrel spawn time is going to be decreased to 1 second. It currently is at 1.2 seconds, so when you drop your Barbarians, or when you drop your Goblin Barrel and it hits the tower, it takes 1.2 seconds for them to start attacking. Now it's only going to take a second, which means the Goblins are going to have a better chance to get a shot off, so you've got to be even more precise with your arrows, your zap, your fireball, whatever you're using to kill those Goblins, and yeah, I think this is a pretty solid change. I don't think the Goblin Barrel is necessarily underused, but it looks like apparently to the usage rates that they wanted to add more Goblin Barrels into the game. So really don't have a problem with this change. I think it's pretty solid, and definitely one that I can see working out pretty well. So now let's talk about 2 changes that make me want to poke my eyeballs out, fly to Supercell headquarters, and throw large rocks at their window. They decided that they wanted to buff the Xbow and the Mortar. They reduced the deployment time of the Xbow from 5 seconds to 4 seconds, and if that's not enough devil worshipping for you, they increased the hit points of the Xbow by 18%. Like, what are they trying to do with these cards? They've seen that the cards are so poisonous when they're strong, and when they're not strong, they're just completely useless, and they make it terrible for when you pull them from chests. There's really no solid ground point for both of these cards. These cards have been proven to just be terrible cards for the game. I've gone through the laundry list of these reasons before of why they're poor for the game, and I don't feel like rehashing them inside of this balance video, but I feel like they need to admit that both of these cards, thematically, systematically, whatever matically you want to call them, are absolute failures. They do not belong inside of the game, and they need to have them replaced. They also reduced the deployment time from the Mortar from 5 seconds to 4 seconds. There's no healthy way for these cards to exist inside of the game. The playstyle that they promote are bad for players. It's such a low skill floor to be able to play these cards. Again, there's a million reasons that I don't even want to talk about and waste my time talking about, but they buffed the Xbow and the Mortar. I'm starting to think with this and the emotions post where they like to bring our emotions out in the game that these are simply troll cards to piss people off at this point, because there's really no reason for these cards. I mean, it blows my mind. I don't know. I'll talk more about these when the update goes live, and if some of these are overpowered, then you'll see a tornado on my channel talking about these cards, but I'll spare you guys it for now. All right, next up, we've got the Furnace. So the Furnace, speaking of terrible cards, the Furnace probably was one of the worst cards inside of the entire game. I don't think I saw like more than 5 Furnaces since the Furnace came out in every single battle that I've been into. They decided to increase the lifetime to 50 seconds from 40 seconds, stating that the previous boost that they gave to it clearly wasn't good enough. So 10 seconds to the Furnace. We'll see if it makes a difference. Personally, I don't know if it will, but it's hard to say unless you test out some of these things. So we'll just go ahead and wait and see till it goes live, but the Furnace definitely needed a buff. 10 extra seconds might be able to get the job done, so a good change right there. All right, next up, another card that came out inside of the Furnace update is the Guards, and they removed the push back effect from the Guards from when their shields break. So as you guys know, when you hit a guard, let's say with a Barbarian or something like that, and it hits it, when you pop their shield, it gets a knockback effect, which made it pretty weak, and it made it so, especially when they're running towards your towers and your tower broke their shield, it would push them back and give you a chance to kill them without doing any damage. But they decided to remove the pushback effect from when their shields break, giving them a pretty small buff. It could serve to be pretty significant, but again, the Guards are a card that haven't seen a lot of playtime, and definitely ones that deserved a buff inside of the game. Now, one of my favorite buffs inside of this update, maybe one of my favorite changes, is that the Witch is having its damage increased by 17%. Now, this could make the Witch insanely OP. I don't know off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure it's going to kill minions in 3 shots instead of 4 shots at this current level from what they talk about in their tournament rules post. And for the Witch, it's really never been a great card inside of the game except for at the early levels. The Valkyrie is just such a strong card right now. When you drop the Valkyrie right on top of the Witch's face, it gets absolutely destroyed. That's still going to be the case, but now at least at this point, by increasing the Witch's damage by 17%, it's going to be able to do a great job against AoE. It can take out minions. It's going to be able to do a better job against goblins, archers, anything like that. So I'm really excited for this change to the Witch. Definitely one of the best ones inside of this update, and it could be one of those really strong cards to come out inside of the next meta after these balance changes go live. Another change and another big increase in damage is going to the Lava Hound. The Lava Hound had its damage increased by 28%, which I know seems absolutely insane, but the Lava Hound does such a ridiculously weak amount of damage. I think it does maybe like 40 damage a hit at level 3 for mine. That's just a guess in the dark, but it's somewhere around there. So 28% of 40, you know, it's only going to go up to like somewhere between 50 and 60. So it might seem like a massive buff, but it's just giving it a decent amount of damage to make it so it's not completely worthless when it's attacking a tower or any sort of defense. So this is pretty good for the Lava Hound. Obviously, as a legendary card, it should be really strong, and it shouldn't be a card that people are disappointed in for when they get it, but 28% should get the job done. And yeah, it's not going to be a huge change, but still it's going to make it so it's a little bit more powerful and people can't just ignore it. Now, one change that's going to make a lot of people sad, especially Orange Juice, is that the 1 Elixir skeletons are going to be nerfed. You're probably wondering how a 1 Elixir card is going to be nerfed, and they decided to make it so it only spawns 3 skeletons now instead of the original 4. So it's going to be just like Goblins, where it spawns 3. 4 was just a little bit too much. Personally, I think this is a pretty good change. You guys know I use the skeletons inside of my Let's Play deck just because they're so good. You can kill a Musketeer with it, you can kill a mini Pekka with it, you can kill so many cards with 1 Elixir skeletons, making it one of the best cards inside of the entire game. So reducing it to 3, I think, is a pretty appropriate nerf. I don't think giving it a damage nerf would have done too much because it's all about just having those 4 additional units. So reducing it to 3, I think, is pretty fair, and it's something that was a long time coming throughout the last couple of months. Now, for the final 2 changes, these are going to go to defenses. The Cannon is receiving yet another nerf and reducing its hit points by 8%. The Cannon has just been on the back end of a bunch of these nerfs, update by update by update, and it's going to receive another 8% nerf here. Personally, I think the Cannon probably still is the best defensive card in the game. I use it inside of my Let's Play deck. You get so much value out of it. I can use it to kill Pekkas with 1 Elixir skeletons. I can use it to kill a bunch of things. So definitely a nerf that I think was warranted, even though it is a little bit sad for me. And they also increased the hit points of the Tesla by another 8%. So I think the Tesla might be the new option to go for on defense after this 8% HP boost. It's going to be extremely strong. Obviously, against the Royal Giant won't be able to target the Tesla until it pops up, and it'll be able to attack it. So that's just another reason to bring up the Tesla after these balance changes go live. So I think this might change the balance between the cannon and the Tesla, and you'll be seeing a lot of Teslas going forward into the future to defend your side of the map. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this update, guys, or I guess these balance changes, guys. I hope you enjoyed some of these changes. If you're like me and you hate the Xbow and the Mortar buffs and you think Supercell is doing drugs in the back room, let me know in the comment section below. Or if you like those changes, you're a dirty Xbow or Mortar user, of course, I'd like to hear what you have to say and then promptly block you on my channel. Just kidding. All right, guys, it's just a game. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed these changes. I would love to hear what you have to say. And yeah, that is pretty much going to do it for this video. Guys, I'm recording my 2 million subscribers special in 3 days. I can't wait to show it to you guys. It's going to be so much fun. And that is going to do it. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out.